Namaste.
Namaskaram. Happy
Today I
Onam.
have Guruji Sundararajan Ananda. He is based out of Malaysia. We did a couple of podcasts in one of the other channels, and this is we are attempting something which is new in a new channel. Um, Something we did before, that is Kama Sutra, but we this time we are just trying something which is unspoken, and which is never been discussed kind of aspects about Kama Sutra. Guruji, welcome. And maybe you can just add some kind of an introduction about yourself, and then we'll go to the questions.
Namaskaram. And wishing everybody a happy Onam because we're recording this on the Onam day. It's a very auspicious day. Um, Everybody knows about the Kama Sutra, right? In the world, and especially the Indian diaspora and Indian population. They all have a sense of belonging and they claim Kama Sutra as theirs. Fair enough. But 95% of people have not even read it. That's the truth.
Mm.
Okay? Because they think it's not important. All all Indians lay claim to the Kama Sutra because they have a sense of belonging. But a lot of people have not read it. So there's no point for us to go through the pages and chapters and sub chapters and explain to people because they've not read it. Okay? But today we are going to talk on the relevancy of the Kama Sutra
Mhm.
in this modern age.
Modern age, okay.
So, uh, a lot of young people they're not interested in learning anything from our shastras
Mhm.
because they say that it's very antique and old knowledge. 2000 years, 3000 years, 5000 years. They can't even find Ramayana, Mahabharata, anything. The modern subjects are more interesting, and today with the social media and chat GPT and all these tech new things, they feel that is the right thing to learn, and because they want to earn money and progress in life. But what they are missing is the real knowledge is still contained in our shastras. And by learning the proper books, they don't have to learn everything, it will take a long time. So, Kama Sutra, to for us to know whether Kama Sutra is relevant today, we have to ask a question, right?
Mhm.
2,200 years ago and today, have we changed or are we still the same?
We as human beings,
Yeah, we as human beings, have we
definitely we
changed?
change.
Have we changed from 2,200 years ago as a human being and now in 2025? Have we really changed? That's the question, right? And you said we have changed.
Yeah,
How have we changed?
mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, culturally, always we have changes.
That's what a lot of people think, But when you really look at it, we have progress in developing our environment.
Mm.
The environment has changed. 2,200 years ago, there was no water, no electricity, nothing. But
Mm.
today we have everything at our fingertips: internet, phone, technology, everything. But our needs have not changed.
Okay.
As a human species, our needs for basic needs for food, clothing, shelter, and our reproductive needs have not changed. They are still the same. Our emotions really have not changed. We still have the same emotions.
Mhm.
No, we have anger, sadness, happiness, greed, whatever the navarasas you have, everybody has,
Mm.
right? So in actuality, as human beings, we have not changed for the last 2000 years.
Mm.
It's only our environment has practically changed. We have been able to create a lot of things, build a lot of things, um, in the hope of a better quality of life, which there is. Which there is. We cannot deny that.
Right.
Right? But on our outer environment,
Mm.
when we strive for the better quality of life, we only manage to do much progress in the outer environment. But our inner self, with our basic needs, has degenerated actually, because we don't have the knowledge, we don't pursue or study the real knowledge that will benefit us in our emotions, our desires, and
Mm.
everything. Right? So that's why we have a lot of problems now. I mean, human beings will have problems from those days to now.
Mm.
But to tackle a problem with factual knowledge,
Mm.
and again to tackle a problem without any knowledge whatsoever, the person who doesn't have any knowledge whatsoever is bound to fail. Is bound to fail.
Okay.
Right? We need a doctor to operate on us. You don't want a mechanic to operate on you. You want a mechanic to operate on your car. So factual knowledge is very important for us to be able to handle the situation.
Mm.
Right? So Kama Sutra, although was written 2200 years ago, but it talks of the essence of the human nature, needs, and emotions.
Emotions.
So it doesn't change. It's
Mm.
still relevant today because they understood human beings. That's why all the Shastras were written
Mm.
for the benefit of the inner self, for us to decide
Mm.
based on facts. Right? So the relevancy of Kama Sutra comes into play today because our aims of life have not changed. Right? In the Kama Sutra and also other Shastras, we, they always talk about the Purusha Arthas.
Vishartas, yes.
Okay? Dharma Artha Kama Vyo Namaha.
Mm.
Okay? That's the first line in Kama Sutra.
Mm.
So it says salutations to Dharma, Artha, and Kama. When you fulfill Dharma, Artha, and Kama in a very wise manner, moksha is
Yes.
guaranteed to you. Okay? And then they will say that Dharma is foremost, followed by Artha, followed by Kama. If you are too much into sensual gratification, totally in pursuit of Kama, you won't have time to gain Artha, wealth, because you're not spending time to earn money, buy land or whatever. You're not,
Mm.
in the commercial side of it. You're only pursuing sense gratification, and this will ruin a human being. So that's why they say dharma is important. But dharma, you cannot practice dharma without having artha.
Yeah.
If you are poor, you cannot help anybody else. Right? So this dharma, artha, kama, the purusharthas were not written today. They were written 2200 years ago and beyond.
Mm.
Right? So it's relevant today also. A lot of people, a lot of young people, especially when they are from the age of 16 to 25, they look at the world as though they have a whole lifetime ahead of them. They can do anything. I think they have a lot of time
Mm.
because they don't understand. They didn't study the Shastras. They don't understand that they don't have much time.
Okay.
So why Kama Sutra is important for them to study is if they studied Kama Sutra, they will understand how their life desires progresses.
Mm.
Right? So then we come to the Varnashrama. Okay? We live average of 100 years. And these 100 years is divided into 4 stages.
Mm.
Okay? The first 25 years is the Brahmacharya period. Okay, everybody says brahmachari, brahmachari, and I am don't get married and all. It's not like that. You have to abstain from sexual thoughts and sense gratification from 0 to 25. They say, they divide into four. It's just a mathematical thing. It's
Mm.
not so precise because when you pursue karma, then you won't study. It disturbs you. Lust disturbs your
Mm.
ability to focus. That's why they have the brahmacharya period. But then once after brahmacharya, 0 to 25 brahmacharya, 25 to 50 is called the grihastha period, where you
Mm.
get married, have a
Absolutely.
wife, and then you have children. And this is the time that you gain artha. You work or you do business and you earn all the money you can. It's not forever.
Mm.
A lot of people think that they can keep on earning money until the day they die. The moment you are 55, 60, a human being's desires to earn money dies. Very few people have the strength to carry on after 60,
Yeah.
65 to keep on earning money. Because, see, the thing about desire, what young people don't understand, a lot of people don't understand is
Mhm.
you can extinguish your desire after experiencing it. If you taste sweet, the first instant when your tip of your tongue touches the sugar or sweet, it gives a very nice pleasure.
Mhm.
Sweetness gives a very nice pleasure. But when you overload it, you take 10 spoonsful of sugar and put it, then it doesn't taste pleasurable anymore. Right? So because desire will die the moment you experience it. And we experience this desire from the age of 25 until 50 to about 60, 55,
Mhm.
again and again and again. Right? People will think, oh, I can have sex forever. When you get married, it's not like that. People who are married, they know you cannot have sex forever. Right? It stops
Mm.
because the desire is not there. It wanes. When you're young, your blood is hot. When you're older, as you grow older, it wanes. And then
Slows
when
down.
you've experienced it so many times
Mm.
that it's not interesting anymore. Then they say, I'm not in love again, I fall out of love. And some people think that they can find a different woman and restart the whole thing. Right?
You
But
mean you mean towards the end, towards 55?
yeah, at the older age, at 50 and all, it happens in many people's life. But then it will never be the same because we are older. We have already experienced the
Mm.
desire so many times. So it's more of a companionship, with a little bit of the physical, sensual side involved. So all the changes we have to understand why. It's not, we can't blame another person, other people. It's we have gone through it and the desire will die down. Okay. So once we understand all these, then we know how to approach it, right? And the relevancy of Kama Sutra is there. There is so much of explanation in the world on what is love. Okay, it's chemistry. It's so many things that people say on what is love.
Mhm.
Kama Sutra is the only book that has given a totally different meaning and understanding to love, and till now no one in the world have looked at it as such. It
Mm.
is relevant.
Mhm.
What Kama Sutra says that love can only be formed through habitual practice.
Mhm.
It comes from habit.
So, Guruji, how you define love according to Kama Sutra? I mean, there are everybody has their own version of defining love, right? So, as per Kama Sutra, how you decode love?
Kama Sutra is the only shastra that says that love comes from habit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And why they say that is because you can't have the feeling of like or extreme liking which transform to love if you don't know someone, right? So either you meet someone, and because of their certain things in their character that is um, going well with you, and you like the person, and the person likes you, and then after some time, because you have learned by habit, to meet regularly, and you like everything, and then love comes.
Mm.
If the person's character and your character doesn't match, then there will be no love. So the habit, what Kamasutra said, is very true. That's why they say that you can love a person and then get married, or you can get married and like arranged marriage. You can get married and then like a person, love a person also. You know, it's both are relevant, both are true,
Mm.
and that's very unique only to Kama Sutra. The whole world doesn't say that love is habit, and we cannot dismiss it just like that. We
Yeah.
have to analyze it, and
Okay.
there's a lot of truth in it.
So that's about the different aspects of love, right? So if I can ask you a question on how you decode the word, how you define love as per Kama Sutra, how you
How do
define it. Everybody has their own way of defining love, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand. Kama Sutra is a factual science, so it also, the authors, Vatsyayana Muni, uh, wrote the book from compiling the earlier books that he has studied. So for him, it's a factual science. So there's a lot of good things also and a lot of bad things that we have to decide whether we want to accept it or not. So on a scientific manner, he simply says that love is formed through habit. He doesn't talk about chemistry or anything. That's all. It's very one sentence, one line, straightforward.
Formed through habit.
Habit. Habit of knowing the other person. That's
Hmm.
all.
Hmm.
Nothing else. Nothing else.
Okay.
Very straightforward. That's why I say it's very unique. Nobody else has talked about it in such a manner. And
Mhm.
we must analyze it ourselves. How can you love a person if you don't know that person?
Okay. All right. So, what are the lifespans of human beings according to Kama Sutra? The social life of a human being, how it should be, and what are the lifespans of different phases of lifespan? I think you have already touched upon it. Maybe if you just, if you would you want
Yeah.
to add more to it?
This is exactly what Purusharthas
Mm.
said, no? The Varnashrama
Mm.
of the four stages of life, right? So a human life, maximum a person lives up to 120 years. So they take average of 100 years.
Mm.
From 0 to 25 is the Brahmacharya period, where you study, and because you have to focus on the studying and until you become an adult, so you abstain from sex and the lust feeling, uh, because it will disrupt your education. Then from 25 to 50 is the Grihastha period,
Mm-hmm.
where you're supposed to get married, have children, have a wife, build a family, and that's the time that you go out and earn your money, wealth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is from 25 to 50, cross over a few years. From 50, 55 onwards, you would have already earned. That means you have a good 25 years to learn and become somebody. After that, 25 to 50, a good another 25 years for you to accumulate all your wealth, so that from 50 onwards to 75, you're
Mm-hmm.
called the Vanaprastha, where you retire from active money earning. You pass it on to your children,
Okay.
and you pursue spiritual learning and doing pujas and everything. That's the 25-year period. Once you are 75, because you've done puja for 25 years. 75 onwards is known as sannyasi period, sannyasa,
Mm-hmm.
where you're more into meditation and yatras and everything. And also, when you reach the age of 77, if you don't go to temples, because a lot of people will be feeble by that time,
Mm-hmm.
and they stop. They stop. They do more meditation at home,
Mm-hmm.
prayers. So that's the whole lifespan. Until then, after that,
Okay.
either you reach moksha or you're born again.
All
That's
right.
our belief system.
Okay. Guruji, see, any of, if you just look at any of the text, it is based on a balanced living in a very village environment, or those kind of organic environment, I would say. But these days, as you know, it's all urban life, all
Yeah.
Nagarika life, right?
Yeah.
So how a human being, most modern human being, can transform well adapted into a Nagarika life, an urban life, while considering all this, aspects of Kama Sutra, and lead a very good life, Dambatya life, according to you.
Yeah. Good, very good question. Right? Um, Kama Sutra was written with the um, target readership being the Nagarika of 2200 years ago. Okay, that means 2200 years ago, because it mentions the Nagarika in the Kama Sutra, is for the urban men and women, right? Because the life dynamics is different when you're in the urban environment.
Mhm.
So it spells out the whole way urban men should live, how his house should be, the clothes he wears, because you're mixing with a lot of people. Village, when in the village your clothes are less, you're working with the soil.
Mhm.
So you cannot wear good clothes, new clothes, and work on the soil. It'll get dirty.
Mhm.
But in the urban environment, everybody has to wear good clothes because you're already socially, you are very active in the urban environment.
Mhm.
You see new people, different people, and all that. So a Nagarika in the Kama Sutra, his house, his clothes, his speech, his mannerism. They say the Nagarika and the woman also, all ladies should learn the 64 arts.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's singing, poetry,
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
So in urban environment, you just adapt all that. People today must adapt all that. It's
Mhm.
relevant to know the latest music and dancing. You go for theater, you go for cinema,
Horse
all that.
riding, elephant
Yeah,
riding.
swimming, whatever, hiking. So all these things are relevant even today, and they have to adapt and practice that in their life in the urban environment.
Mhm.
So it's only the changes are there,
Mhm.
but I think it's still very much similar.
Intact. So, do you think still it is 2000 years after it's still intact as per we are decoding the Kama Sutra way of urban life and today's urban life?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Okay.
very similar,
Mhm.
very similar. Only thing our environment has changed.
Okay.
So we don't do
Mm.
say in US you don't do Bharatanatyam anymore, but you have to go and learn the waltz,
Yeah.
whatever the modern
Mhm.
dancing according to society.
Guruji, how to identify a suitable partner? Of course, there are aspects like astrology,
Yeah,
matchmaking, even the matchmaking websites, and all these things are there. But still, uh, what see is like the divorces and the clashes are on the rise on a daily
yeah,
basis. And in this most modern times, how you choose or how you identify the right partner for you, male or female.
yeah. So it goes back to the first question we did, was is Kama Sutra relevant, right? And why should young people study it? The reason is because of this. Right? In Kama Sutra, there's one chapter on how to select a bride or wife, okay, and how to select a man. Nowadays, because they don't have this knowledge, they don't study
Mm-hmm.
this. People go in blindly, and then they have this, apps and this speed dating, all this. It's a lot of trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Basis life is carried on. If we don't have a set of criteria,
Mm-hmm.
man or woman, then we don't know what we are looking for. So Kama Sutra gives a basic set of criteria that you should look for in a bride, and a woman should look for in a potential husband.
Mm-hmm.
So they should know before they even embark on finding somebody. If I don't know what I want, then I'm like a ship without a compass. No, I can't sail anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the moment the wave becomes bigger, I'm gone. That's what's happening in life.
Okay.
And then what people don't understand is why we are saying study the Kama Sutra from a guru or something. The moment you have a bad experience, okay, the trauma, you cannot erase it.
Okay, Guruji. So, when it comes to an ideal marriage, what could be the process of the marriage before and after?
Okay, this is very interesting question because there are one or two things that I would like to clarify. Most people in this 20th century, they learn about sex through porn,
Mm.
okay? Because of the accessibility they have. So they think watching porn, they learn about sex, and that's the way to function,
Mm.
which is totally wrong. Which is totally wrong.
Mhm.
Actually, they are getting spoiled because that's not the right way. Okay? Like most people, almost everybody thinks that they get married and then immediately the first night they have sex, and they are experts in it.
Mm.
Okay? So the whole process is actually different. Okay? We have an elaborate pre-wedding ritual, right? Because mm, I mean, Western world is different because they have access and they have freedom from very young age.
Mhm.
15, 16 years old, they're already
Yes.
going out,
Yes.
you know.
Out of
A
family.
lot of Asian societies, they don't have the freedom.
Mm.
So there are still a lot of men and women who don't connect with the opposite sex,
Mhm.
even in their early 20s. Now, this late 20s also, they don't connect with the opposite sex,
Right.
right? So these people need help through by friends and elders to get connected and then do the necessary check and balances so they don't make a mistake, right? So the character wise, they have to, the families have to ask, or friends have to help them to find out, and then they can go on a date, and then they find that they're compatible. And before they go on further, it's good to check their astrology. We have the help of astrology,
Yeah.
you know to find out the good and bad, certain things they can clearly state. In the Kama Sutra also, they have said sexual compatibility, they look at it.
But
Okay.
Guruji, let me break you there. You see, if we just look at the most modern, our social life, right? So I think almost 90% of the marriages are through astrology and all those astrological suggestions, right? But still, the divorce and all the conflicts are on the rise. Why it's happening like that? Even though they're going through a proper astrological
two
guidelines.
two things this I have experienced, direct experience on it. Okay. One, the astrologer is not looking at the charts properly or not good. That's one, has
Completely.
happened. I'm talking of experience, not simply blaming.
Mhm.
Has happened. Two, they bend the rules. When the couples charts are incompatible, these astrologers, some of them, they don't want to hurt their feelings. They say, no, no, if you compromise, you can live
Yeah.
and carry on life.
Mhm.
They give the positive answer. They're the good ones. They definitely say, no, this chart is not compatible,
Mhm.
and they will not live married life long. They will get divorced, and it's true. Right? And most important is, many times when they look at the charts, they ignore the sexual compatibility part.
Yeah, that may be a
Okay,
point.
they ignore. They totally ignore. They just run through it
Mm.
and say, "Oh, this seven of these things are good. This one, it's not compatible. It's okay." I've
So,
heard that myself.
so
It's
the
not good.
so the yoni purutam is a sexual compatibility.
Um, yes, the term is nowadays is not right. Yoni is not right. Yoni is um, etymologically it's womb. Okay, so it's a lot of things have happened, but
No,
then
in the pattu purutam, in the 10 purutams,
yeah,
yoni purutam is something. See,
sexual
by sound
compatibility.
itself, you can say it is something sexually related,
It's
right?
supposed to be Jagana Porutam.
Mm.
Jagana means male and female sexual compatibility.
Compatibility. Mm.
Yeah, it's not yoni, but that one is a different issue. But
Mhm.
they still say yoni, but it's Jagana Porutam. Sexual compatibility in the Kamasutra is clearly written out. They are minimum 27 to I think 200 over combinations with the length, circumference, on the passion, being mild, being madhya, middle, and being extremely high. So the mixture of combinations minimum is 27.